Okay, the thing is that some mushrooms are edible. Some of the mushrooms are actually edible right now. Like particularly you have white mushrooms which are edible. Huh? So, so some
Yeah.
of the mushrooms are edible. Getting it now. While some of them are not edible because some of them are toxic. Getting it.
Yeah.
Okay. So hope you guys are getting it. Hmm? Also, mushrooms have got so much of nutritional benefits as well. Different type of
Yes.
mushrooms have got nutritional benefit as well. That is the thing. So right now we are learning about decomposers and we are learning about the scavengers. Right now we are learning about decomposers. Yes, Hana.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Welcome, Salam. I'm good. Sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm also good. Okay. So see, Hana, in the class, uh, we are right now learning about things around us, things that we see around us. So around us, we have got living organisms, we have got non-living organisms, right? Basically, you have
Yeah.
biotic components and you have non-biotic components. Then around us, we see that are man-made or that are naturally found in the environment. So the things around us can be classified into various ways. On the basis of occurrence, it can be classified as naturally occurring materials and man-made. On the basis of living or non-living, they are classified as biotic and non-biotic.
Right.
Okay, so right now we are learning about some of the biotic components of the environment. In the previous classes, topics like plants, we have covered that topic. Okay, now and the characteristics of the plants. So right now we are learning about decomposers. So they are tiny organisms that would be feeding on the bodies of dead plants and animals, and thereby they would be breaking them down into very simpler substances, and they are called as decomposers. Like you have the examples of fungi, the one that you see over in this image, they are fungi, and they are helpful to the nature actually. Can you think of how fungi are helpful to the nature?
Um,
Hmm?
Sir, fungi are helpful because they like they feed on dead plants and animals.
Hmm. So thereby they would be helping in cleaning the environment.
Yes.
Hmm. Also, they would be helping in cycling nutrient back into the soil, cycling the nutrient back into the soil. Yes, Halima and Hana.
Yes, sir.
Like we know, the body of this plant would store so much of nutrient in it. So much of nutrients will be found in it. Like you will be having carbon, you will be having magnesium, iron, potassium, sulfur, phosphorus. I mean to say, all these are different nutrients that would be present in the body of this plants. So it needs to be recycled back into the soil. It should go back into the soil because this plant has taken all these nutrients from the soil only now.
Yes, sir.
Also note down that nutrients for different organisms are different. Like for we humans, our nutrient is carbohydrate rich food, protein rich food, or vitamin or mineral, etc. But for plant does not take carbohydrates or proteins or fats. They will be taking different type of minerals from the soil, like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, etc., which are the essential nutrients for them. So once a plant or once an animal would die, so thereby in the nature we see that they would be decomposed by organisms like fungi. That would
Fungi
be
and yeah.
that would be breaking down their body. That would break down their body, and that would release the nutrient back into the soil, and hence
Sir,
increases the
is it only fungi or other bacteria also?
bacteria. Also, there are some bacteria would also be helping in the breakdown of it. Right now, good. Okay, so talking about their role, first of all let us define about decomposers right now. So decomposers are the tiny organisms tiny organisms that feed on the dead bodies of dead and decaying organisms, tiny dead bodies of plants and animals. plants and animals, and break down their body into simpler substances. Break down them into simpler substances. You guys are required to note this down in your copies. Okay, there's a correction. Break them down into, not break down them. Okay. Break them into simpler substances. So they are called as decomposers. Hope you guys have understood that. Okay, Ira hasn't joined today.
Yes, sir.
Hana, your schools is going on or is it a vacation now?
It's still going on. There's one more week.
Okay, it's still going on. Okay, okay. Halima, what about you?
So there is vacations from Monday.
From Monday. Okay, okay.
Yes.
So from Monday it is going to be okay. So right now we have learned what decomposers are. Now let us learn about their roles. Right now, apart from, as Halima you was mentioning, apart from fungi, you can have examples of certain bacteria also that would be helping in decomposition, obviously. Now let us learn about their roles. What is their role?
Sir, can you go back? Can I write the last line?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Done.
Both of you?
Just 2 minutes.
Okay, okay. Also, you guys know you'd be having some other decomposers, not just fungi and bacteria. Generally, in forest, we find some worms also. Certain kind of worms are there. Earthworms are like millipedes. How many have of you have seen millipedes?
Sir, I have heard it, but then it's
Okay, you'd have seen like a creepy looking worm with so many legs.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. Okay, both of
Done,
you
sir.
done? Okay.
Yeah.
So right now we're learning about role of decomposers. What are their roles? So their simple role is that they would help in cleaning the environment. Their role is to help in keeping the
Cleaning
environment
the
clean
environment.
by simply eating the dead and decaying organisms. That is their one
Yeah.
such role, right? Furthermore, first of all, let me write the first point. They they help in cleaning the environment. Another point is that they would help in releasing nutrients back into the soil. Huh? So they help in cycle of nutrient. They help in cycle of nutrient. Furthermore, can't we say that they are kind of making room for the new life? I mean to say that if the dead and decaying organisms, dead and decaying plants, if they are were not to be broken down and they were not to be cleaned from the environment, how the new organism will be growing? For example, a plant has died. So the dead body of that plant has to be cleaned from the environment. It has to be eaten by the decomposer so that on the place of that plant, new plants can grow. Getting it, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is one another role of it. Hope that is clear. So let me know once both of you are done writing it.
Done, sir. I already finished.
Okay, done both of you. Good. Okay, okay, you are writing. Still writing. Write it down.
Done, sir.
Done. Good. Now in this image, what animals do you spot? Can you spot these animals?
Sir, these are scavengers.
Scavengers. Good. What is the name of this animal over here? You have a hyena.
There is hyena and there are vultures.
Hyenas and vultures. Good. So these animals would be feeding on the dead bodies of animals only. They would be feeding on the
Yeah.
dead bodies of different kind of animals, and they are scavengers. For like you have example of hyena, you have example of vulture. They do also help in cleaning the environment. Right now,
Yes, sir.
they do also help in cleaning the environment. Got this now. So their role
Yeah.
is also to keep the environment clean by removing the dead bodies of dead animals. Okay. Furthermore, this scavenger might be eaten by some other animals in the food chain. It might be eaten by some other animals. So hope that is clear.
Yes.
So
Yes.
scavengers, the animals that eats dead bodies of other animals. You have examples like hyenas or vultures. By the way, you will find very few vultures are seen nowadays. So because vultures are a critically endangered species of animals. Vultures are
Yes.
endangered species of animals. Getting it now?
Yeah.
Mm.
Sir, some hyenas also.
Some hyenas, yeah, some hyenas are also critically endangered species. Because you see, why vultures have always been viewed with seen with distaste, huh? Or they have been particularly kind of associated as harbingers of death, meaning that they are considered as a bad omen. If a vulture is sighted somewhere, people would consider that to be a bad omen. Getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Particularly in villages of India, if somewhere vultures are seen, so they are kind of seen as a harbinger of a bad omen. Bad omen. Okay, note down these things. And
Yeah,
also
I'm done, sir.
one more thing.
Yeah,
Their
done, sir.
role help in
Cleaning the environment.
killing the environment. Good. One special thing we learned about vultures, that they are critically endangered. So they are critically endangered species. So hope that is clear.
Yes,
Write
sir.
it down, then let me know.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Both of you? Good. Now we are going
Yes,
to
sir.
learn about abiotic components. So abiotic components, in the abiotic component, the word abiotic itself means those are non-living things. Like you have sunlight, air, water, soil, or temperature. All these are abiotic components of the environment which does not have any life in them. Even though they are non-living, they also have some effect on the living organism. That is, they have some effect on the biotic component of the environment. They also have got some role to play. How? We would be understanding about that in a moment. First of all, write down the points which I'm going to highlight. First of all, write this line, the word abiotic. First of all, give the heading abiotic component, then highlight, and then write what I'm writing. Write this much as of now.
Done, sir.
Done, both of you? Good.
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
Done, sir.
Good. Let us learn about light. So you see, light is basically, it's a form of energy which enables us to see different things around us, right? And the source of light on earth is basically sunlight. And we know plants would be using the sunlight in the process of photosynthesis to prepare their food, right? So
Yes.
here we are getting that light, which is a abiotic component, which is a non-living thing. It is being used by a living thing, that is by plant. So a kind of interaction is happening here,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
Plants are dependent on the light to carry out photosynthesis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Further, good. Furthermore, the plant would be preparing some food in the form of fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
So
They prepare their own food.
they prepare their own food. Good. Right now. So the plant would be now further eaten by some other herbivorous animals or omnivorous
Yeah.
animals. So they become a source of food for some other animals as well. Now here, where was the energy actually coming from? Where did the plant got the energy to prepare the food?
From the light or the sun.
From the sun's light, right now. So we say that the
Yeah.
main source or the prime source of energy on earth is actually sun. Because if there were to be no sunlight on earth, the plants will die, and the plants, if there are no plants, so no animals would be existing on earth. Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that is the thing. So most of the plants would be needing sunlight for proper growth, for proper functioning. In dense forest, what happens? Like in this, like this is a dense forest, for example. You see that the huge branches and the wide leaves of the trees block lots of sunlight. So that's why in the floor of the forest, you get to see that in the lower levels, plants of a smaller size will be growing, like herb and shrubs will be growing there, because very little sunlight will be reaching in the bottom of the forest. Getting it, guys?
Yes. Yes.
So because the big branches of the trees would be blocking most of the
So
sunlight.
it
So
means that large trees of the plant, like large trees, block a lot of sunlight.
exactly. What happens now, guys, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would observe there would be trees of different height. There'd be trees of different
Yeah.
height, like this one, or there'd be trees of this size. So the bigger trees would be forming a roof like a structure called a canopy, like this. Their branches would be very dense, like this. Furthermore, you'd be having a
Third
smaller trees.
example, Amazon forest.
Amazon forest, very good. As you go down into the lower levels in the forest, the size of the plants and trees decreases. Getting it, guys?
Yeah.
The main reason is that
Yeah.
the canopy, like the branches of the huge trees, they are forming a roof like a structure which we call as canopy. So very less amount of sunlight will be able to pass across it, and hence the smaller plants would be growing as you go into the forest floor. Okay, now let me just complete this topic, then you'd be required to write down what I would be telling you. Okay.
Yes.
Then you have another type of abiotic component is called as temperature. So temperature, we know it's a degree, it's a measure that tells us how hot or how cold something is. Like just by touching something, we can't
Yeah.
every time say that a particular thing is hot or warm. Hmm? Many
So,
times,
for example, a hot pan.
example, a hot pan, very good. See, what would many times what happens? Say you have a container of warm water, and you have a container of cold water.
Yeah.
You have warm water in this container, and you have cold water in another container. Now say one of you have dipped one of your hand into container A, in which the water is warm. So your hand must feel warm, Your hand must feel warm.
Yes,
Another
sir.
hand you have dipped into container B. So your hand must feel cold in this right now. But surprisingly,
Yeah.
what you observe, if you were to take a tub of normal water, you have taken a tub in this, you have taken normal water, and if you were to dip your this hand into this, it will feel colder. And if you were to dip this hand into this, then it will feel warmer.
Yes,
But the
sir.
temperature of water is normal, na? Neither it is cold, neither warm.
Yeah.
So just by touching something, you can't always say that it is cold or warm. So thereby
Yeah.
we have to depend upon the temperature of things. We use a measure called as temperature to tell whether how hot or cold something is, and we use measure temperature by the thermometer, by the use of thermometer. Okay, no. Anyways, furthermore, our Earth is only the planet in the entire solar system, or probably maybe in the entire universe, that has a temperature that is very suitable for existence of life, because it is
Yeah.
neither too close to the sun, neither too far from the sun. It is at the proper distance, which should be suitable
It
for
is like
supporting
in the
life.
middle.
We can't say in the middle, but we can say that it is at the suitable distance from the sun,
Yeah.
where in which life can exist. Furthermore, sun's rays would be directly falling in this area. It would be directly
Yeah.
falling in this area. That's why the people that would be living in this part of the world experience more warmth,
In the
experience more
equator.
heat in the equatorial region. Getting it, guys?
Yeah.
So equator, it's an imaginary line running at a 0 degree latitude,
Yeah.
right? And here
Yes.
you have Tropic of Cancer, and here you have Tropic of Capricorn,
Tropic of Capricorn.
right? And the area between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, this is called as equatorial area.
Equatorial area.
Very good. And Hana and Halima, this area is particularly warm because sun's rays would be directly falling in this,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Sir,
Also,
warm or hot?
it will be warm. The conditions here will be warm, but also there are some other things happening at the same time. That's why we get to see that the temperature in all parts of the earth is not same, because somewhere you have hilly areas, somewhere you have grasslands, at some places you have deserts,
Sir, like
and
example, India's the northern side of the India.
mhm, northwestern side of India particularly,
Yeah.
like
It is
this
hilly
part.
area. Like,
Mhm. So like this part of India particularly, here you have a desert part called, like you have Rajasthan
yeah.
right now. So also you see, even on Earth, the temperature will not be uniform all around. It will be different at different places. It is much
Yeah.
hotter near the equator, but as you go towards the pole, as you go towards the North Pole, or you go towards the South Pole, so thereby the temperature decreases, now, isn't it, Hana, Halima?
Yes. Yes.
So the temperature would be decreasing there, right? Because sun's rays are not falling directly there. They are not falling directly. Sun's rays are falling in this manner there, like this. Got this, guys?
Yes. Sir. So
So that is one thing.
indirectly, only in the on the equator, sun rays always fall directly, right?
Directly, right now. While it would be falling slantly or at an angle at the poles, at the north and southern
North
poles.
pole and south pole.
So they do not receive that much of sunlight. Hence, for majority part of the year, they are colder and covered in ice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, also, both of you are required to turn your cameras on in the class. Then you have another abiotic component of the environment, that you have air. So in air, basically we say that it's we all humans, every organism on Earth is surrounded by air.
Sir, I have no charging in my tab, so can I of the
Okay, okay, no issues,
video?
no issues. Okay, no issues. Either way, connect it to a charger. Then you have
Yes,
in
sir.
air we have got oxygen and carbon dioxide, right? So
Yes, sir.
gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, these are important to support life on Earth. How is it so? Like we breathe in
Uh,
oxygen.
we breathe oxygen and
Hmm,
we exhale carbon dioxide, which is required for plants to produce their own uh, energy, like
good,
produce their own energy. Yeah.
very good. So what happens? All life forms on Earth, whether it be plant, whether it be animals, or whether it be even microorganisms, they would be requiring oxygen to break down the food. So food would be broken down with the help of oxygen, and in doing so, energy is released. So that's why we require oxygen. That's the need. That's why we breathe in oxygen to break down the food and
Yeah.
obtain energy from it and carry out different functions with that energy. Furthermore, in this process, we would be releasing carbon dioxide gas as well. When we are doing respiration, in the process of breakdown of the food, apart from energy, carbon dioxide gas is also released. Okay, now.
Yes, sir.
So guys, this will be done not just by the animals but by the plants as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this carbon dioxide gas, it will be released into the environment, and in the environment also we have already got some percentage of carbon dioxide present.
Yes, sir.
So plants, you guys
Like
know,
0.04% of carbon dioxide are present in the atmosphere.
very good, Halima. So carbon dioxide gas along with this water is taken by the plant in the presence of light and
Yeah.
chlorophyll, and they
Yes.
do convert carbon dioxide and
Converted
water into
uh, glucose
glucose plus oxygen,
plus oxygen.
right? So in the process of photosynthesis, plants would be releasing the oxygen and taking in the carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
While the plants can utilize this carbon dioxide gas also, which they would be releasing in the process of respiration. So as
Yes,
both
sir.
of you would be already aware that this respiration is done for both plants and animals. So this is a
Yes. Yes, sir.
common thing for both of them. So plants can utilize this carbon dioxide also to carry out process of photosynthesis. So see, here's the thing.
Sir.
Plants can take one moment. Plants can take carbon dioxide from the air also, and they can also utilize the carbon dioxide they have produced in the process of photosynthesis, produced in the process of respiration.
Yeah.
So they can use it to carry out photosynthesis. Yes, Halima, you had a question?
Sir, if both plants and animal need oxygen for respiration, what
Yes.
about for microorganisms?
Yes, they do also need oxygen to carry out respiration. Okay, now,
Okay.
although not all of them, there are certain exceptions. Like you have an exception of a yeast which is a microorganism, it is an exception, and you have some bacteria which do not need oxygen to carry out respiration. Okay, now,
Yes, sir.
anyways, that's a different thing, but yeah, there's exceptions. Good question. Furthermore,
Okay.
furthermore, you see that in this example, in this abiotic component, what we have seen here, we have observed that gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, these are abiotic component. This is part
Yeah.
of air, which is a abiotic component. Also, we have seen that there's an interaction taking place between plants and animals, and gases. The interaction of plants and animals is taking place with gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen.
Yes.
Uh, it's
Sir,
not.
can you say it again?
Yeah, I was saying that there's an interaction of plants and animals going on with the gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen. Like we are taking in oxygen rich air and we are exhaling out carbon dioxide rich air. So we do need oxygen gas. So there's an interaction happening here. We are
Yes.
interacting with oxygen gas. We are releasing carbon dioxide gas in the process of respiration. Carbon dioxide gas is being
Respiration.
released when the food is
Yeah.
broken down. Carbon dioxide gas is released. So there also a interaction is
But
happening.
for plant, photosynthesis.
Yeah, but for plants, this carbon dioxide gas will be taken up to utilize in photosynthesis, to use it in photosynthesis,
Yes, sir.
right? So interaction is happening now. Also,
Yeah.
plants would be taking in carbon dioxide and they would be releasing oxygen gas,
Glucose and oxygen. Yeah.
glucose as well, right? So that's the kind of interaction that is happening here. So here we are dependent upon the oxygen and carbon dioxide. It's not that these gases are dependent upon it, but their concentration, their amount in the air is impacted by us. For example, see, if all the plants were to cut down, see, deforestation is already happening at a rapid pace. You know, every day around 13 to 18 million hectares of lands are being cleared down. That's equivalent to the size of a country like Bangladesh. You heard me what I'm saying. Every day,
Yes,
on a
sir.
daily basis, a forest area of around 13 to 18 million hectare is being cleared down. This much of area, if you were to keep it into perspective, it is equivalent to the size of a country like Bangladesh. Anyways, so what are we saying, that since we are doing deforestation at a rapid rate, so thereby what would happen? The percentage of carbon dioxide in the environment is going to increase because there would be less plant.
It's
So
going to increase.
it's going to increase.
Oh,
How does that, how will that happen? Because see, if there are less plants in the environment, so they would be
yes.
taking less amount of carbon dioxide. See,
And
earlier, for
giving less
instance,
amount of oxygen for us.
exactly. See that
So we
earlier.
need more oxygen to
Mhm. Yes.
produce energy. But if there is less amount of oxygen,
Mhm.
we cannot produce.
Right. See, say for example, just take a small example to understand this concept. Say there are four trees. Say there were
Yeah.
four trees, and all of them would be taking carbon dioxide from the environment. Let us say that you had 1 liter of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, you have taken 1 liter
Yeah.
of carbon dioxide gas, written as CO2. That's the formula of carbon dioxide gas. Now, some stupid person were to cut down these three trees. Hmm? Also, we know that carbon dioxide gas is harmful for the environment because it is causing global warming. You all would have heard of this term, global warming.
Yes, sir.
Good. So if these trees were to be cut down now, it would be left with only two trees. So say that these two trees would be only, let us say that they would be taking only 200 milliliter of carbon dioxide from the air. So there's a extra 800 milliliter of carbon dioxide gas left in the environment. But
Yeah.
earlier, all of it were being sucked up by this plant to carry out photosynthesis. But now, since people have cut down these three trees, so thereby, let's say that they would be only taking 200 milliliter of carbon dioxide gas, and 800 will be left in the environment. So thereby, we know that carbon dioxide gas are good absorbers of heat. They would be absorbing the heat, and hence increases the temperature of the air, and thereby melting the polar ice caps. Uh, Recently, like this year, we had temperature has broken all records. Right, the summer is being too extreme this year. So here we are impacting the percentage of carbon dioxide in the environment by cutting down the trees. Less trees means more carbon dioxide in the environment. Is that clear to everyone or not?
Yes, sir.
Got this now?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So animals and humans both release carbon dioxide gas during respiration, which is used by the green plants for photosynthesis. We know that. Further, carbon dioxide gas, we know, due to various activities on Earth, like burning of fossil fuels, burning of fuels in the vehicles and the factories, there also carbon dioxide is being released. So these are very harmful activities that has got adverse effects on the environment. But if we were to increase the number of plants, so thereby this more and more carbon dioxide gas will be taken up by the plants, and hence a balance will be maintained in the nature right now. So
Yeah.
from industries, carbon dioxide gas is released. From burning of different things or due to activities of human beings, carbon dioxide gas is released. And green plants are taking it. Try to understand this
Yeah.
diagram. It's an interesting diagram. It's saying a weighing scale. So shows you a weighing scale. Huh? So on one side, emission of carbon dioxide gas is taking place, and on another side, green plants are taking in and taking in carbon dioxide gas to do photosynthesis and release oxygen. Right
Yes.
now, so if this needle is in the middle, if it is in the middle, so there is a balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen gas in the environment. But is
Yeah.
the needle in the middle? Look closely.
No, it is not.
It is slightly tilted towards this because the number of factories are increasing. Huh? We are burning lots of fossil and fuel. Population is increasing. Population of humans are increasing. Thereby, we'll be doing more respiration. More carbon dioxide gas will be released. So here it's an unbalanced weighing scale. The balance is disturbed. Hana, you're getting it now?
Yes.
Okay. So that is the thing over here. Okay, now. So green plants play a very important role in maintaining the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the environment. Okay. So that is
Yes.
the important thing about it. Okay. Furthermore, there are some other important abiotic components which we are going to learn about. But before that, there are a few important things you guys have to note down. First of all, is starting from light. The
Sir, I
light,
already noted that down.
note it down, both of you.
I have noted it down.
Okay, Halima.
No, sir.
Okay, please note it down. Okay. While Hana,
Sir, all of them?
no, not all of them, but since Hana, you have rotated down, no? But still, see, underlining some of the important points. Okay, Halima.
Yeah.
Hmm. So give this heading: the source of light on Earth is sunlight. Plants use sunlight to prepare their food, and plants in return are a source of food for animals. Thus, the plant, all of them, this one over here, right? In this one, in dense forest, large trees block a lot of sunlight. So, so few plants grow on the forest floor. This much only. No, Hana, do
Okay.
tell me, in your school, which chapters has been finished and which chapter is currently going on in your school, Hana?
Um, components of food has been done,
Okay,
and then just 1 minute, sir.
okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah. Sir, the components of food has been done. Then
And
sorting materials into group has been done, and separation of substances has also been done.
all right,
1 minute. Separation of substances. Yes, separation of substances has also been done. So right now we have started. Right now we are doing the chapter getting to know plants.
getting to know plants. Okay.
Yes.
In the chapter sorting materials into groups, what are the important topics you learned in that chapter?
Uh, we had learned like classification,
Hmm.
like classifying objects.
Okay.
Then we had learned winnowing, and then there's many
And
topics.
okay. Yes, Halima, done.
Sir, the last line.
Okay. Meanwhile, mention some of the naturally occurring materials which we have. What are the naturally occurring materials? Apart from sunlight, water, and air.
Apart from that, we have done sir. Oxygen.
Okay. We have, yes, Halima, what are some naturally occurring materials apart from water, air, and soil?
Naturally, opening materials are like stars. They they
On
can
Earth,
they
on
like
Earth,
on
on
Earth.
Earth only. Mhm. Talking about
Um,
on Earth only. Hmm.
Sir, it is carbon dioxide, air,
Ex-
and oxygen, air,
Gas
and all.
excluded. Air and gas excluded. Apart from air.
Okay.
Hmm. You have like gold, you have coal, petroleum. Huh?
Yeah. Okay.
These are some of the naturally occurring materials. You have wood, right?
We have
Okay.
we have gas.
We have different type of gases as well, yeah. Okay, now, Hana, were you done writing this one? Previously, were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Halima?
No.
Okay. So here I'm underlining some of the important points. Temperature is a measure that tells us how hot something is. Earth is only known planet that has a temperature suitable for existence of life. Okay, now. Furthermore, note
Okay.
down this one. It is much hotter near the equator, while places near the poles are very cold. And temperature affects the distribution of plants and animals around the planet. Like for example, uh, keep it note down this also, and also listen to what I'm saying. As you move towards, as you move away from the equator, what do you observe? Like as you were to go to this part of the world, like you have a desert here, like the Siberian
Sir,
desert is there. Yes.
as we move towards the equator, the um the sun's rays like
Mhm.
directly goes on the equator and will feel hot.
Yes, definitely, I do agree on that. What I'm saying right now is that as you move away from the equator and move towards the different parts, like you move towards the North Pole or the South Pole, polar regions, there the type of forest, the type and the number of forest and other living organisms, it would decrease. Huh?
Yeah, that's
Like
because there's not enough sunlight, so the plants may not grow there.
exactly, that's one of the main reason. Also, in
Yes.
colder
And
conditions,
the sun's rays does not directly goes to the north pole. They get slanted rays of the sun. Yeah.
exactly, very good. Also,
The angle
warm-blooded
changes.
animals, angle changes, good. Also, you have warm-blooded animals right now, and you have cold-blooded animals. So warm-blooded animals, uh, particularly, will not be found in such regions. Huh? You have
They
warm-blooded
prefer to stay in the sunlight.
exactly, like we humans or tigers or monkeys or cattle or dogs or deers or donkeys, all of them are warm-blooded animals. While you have cold-blooded animals like different type of fishes,
But
frogs, or
even there's also cold-blooded dogs as well.
Yeah, they are. But in generally, we see that the warm-blooded animals, they don't find polar regions very much habitable to them, while
Yeah.
cold-blooded animals are also there. Only some of the cold-blooded animals would be able to survive in that climate. So that is also one of the reason. Getting it. So as
Yes.
we move towards the polar regions, the density of plants and animals would be decreasing there. Okay. Also in the equatorial region also, there's a difference in the equatorial region as well. It's not like in all the parts, in all the countries that would be lying in this region, the density of plants and animals will be much more right now. Like for example, Amazon rainforest is also lying in the equatorial region, but there you have got lots of density, lots of variety of huge
Yeah.
good amount of biodiversity is found there. Okay, anyways, do let me know once you are done.
Sir, I even read the
Sir,
Earth and then the rays.
uh,
sir, I
uh,
did not understand the last point. The temperature affect the distribution of plants and animals around the.
okay. Okay, got it. And Hana, what about you?
I finished.
Okay, okay. You learned. You were also having a question.
Yeah, I was telling you that I drew the diagram as well.
Oh, okay. See, what I was saying that as the temperature on Earth varies, the life forms on different parts will also vary.
Yeah.
Let me explain how
Yeah.
does that happen. See, as you see in the like a human organism, like the different kind of animals would require a suitable temperature in which they can
Yeah.
live. Hmm? Like for example, you have monkeys, for example, or monkeys, or you have chimpanzees, huh? Or you have different type of other mammals like lions are there. You have certain species of other animals. They require a particular amount of climate, particular climatic conditions, particular temperature in which they can survive. So for example,
Yeah.
let's say you have a camel. So if you were to bring a camel into the polar
Camels,
area.
they will not survive because they
They
prefer
won't
the
survive
desert
because
regions.
they were already adapted
They
in
prefer
the hot desert.
Mhm. Yes,
they
Hannah, and you?
prefer the desert regions.
Desert regions, right now. So, so animals are well suited to their habitats right now. So, if they were to be brought to the new different habitat, it will become difficult for them for their survival. Getting it? So, it becomes harder for them to adapt in the areas with high temperature right now. So, that is one of the reason.
Yeah.
So, hope you guys are able to understand it now.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, you see different type of plants also. You see, for example, the type of plants that would be growing particularly in the colder parts of the world, like in the Himalayas, you'd be having coniferous trees, be having trees of
Yeah.
cone shaped. Why does that happen? Why trees having a conical shape would be growing in particularly uh, areas where
Maybe because it
lo-
rains more there.
no, not because it rains more there. Particularly, what happens now, in particularly in the upper hills of upper parts of the Himalayas, there would be snowfall also, right? See, if the size, if the shape of the tree were to be like this, if it were to be like this, so thereby lots of snow will be accumulating above it. Lots of snow will accumulate above it. The branches of the
Yeah.
tree will become heavier and it will break away. While in
Yeah.
this case, what will happen? The snow
If
particles
the
will
snow falls, it will go and slide down.
exactly. So it will
So
slide down like
if
this.
we see cone-shaped trees, then it might be colder in that region and it snows a lot.
Exactly. Right now. Also, the number of trees will also be less. Getting it
Yeah.
because sunlight availability is not there.
So
Hope.
there are some non-flowering seed also.
Yep, that's a different kind of classification. You have flowering and non-flowering plants are there.
Yeah.
Okay, now, but temperature particularly does not define it. Whether a
Yeah.
plant is going to be flowering or non-flowering, that has got that's a different thing. Right now, Halima, you done writing it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, talking about air, write this much only in this one.
Okay.
Okay. Hannah, tell me what is the percentage of oxygen in the air?
The percentage of oxygen.
Sir, can I say?
Yes.
Sir, there are 24% of oxygen.
No. I'm giving you
83%.
options. No, how can it be 83%? No. Is it 21%? Is it 24? Is it 26? Is it 28? How much?
28%.
28.
It's 21%. The air in the Earth's atmosphere is roughly 21% oxygen. Okay. While remaining will be
And 0.04% of carbon dioxide.
carbon dioxide. Very good. Then what about nitrogen? It is around.
Nitrogen
It's
will
the
be around
it's the gas with highest composition in the air. It is 78%. Getting it now?
78%.
78%. Keep that in mind. Okay, done. Done writing this.
Sir, 1 minute.
Okay, okay.
Sir, so both plants and animals need oxygen for respiration, right?
Exactly. Because energy is a common requirement of all life forms on Earth, no? Whether it be a plant or animal or even microbes. So everyone requires energy. And they would be taking how they would be getting energy. The food that they would be taking in, the food will be broken down with the help of oxygen. And in the process of doing so, energy will be released. Right now. So it's a common requirement. And all of them would be
Yes, sir.
releasing this carbon dioxide gas. Right? Okay. Okay, so let's just stop here. Let's end the discussion here.
Then,
The next class we'll be beginning some more learning about some more important things like water. So water is another important component required by living organism. What is its role? So this thing we'll be learning in
water
the next class.
helps wash away the things like sweat and urine.
Exactly, like kind of it helps in getting rid of waste materials via sweating,
Waste materials.
via
sir,
urine.
water is also
Urine, sweating.
essential for photosynthesis in plants.
Very good. Right now. Also, the transport of different things in the body will not occur if the water is not there in the body. Also, it helps in regulating the temperature of your body.
And in every human body, there's a large amount of
It
water.
regulates the temperature.
Mhm. Exactly.